Just want to say a few things before we start playing music. First, I want to give a land acknowledgement. We are on stolen land right now of the Massachusetts people. It's the Pawtucket land. Please take a moment to consider the legacies of colonization and violence that have all brought us here together today. Okay, I'm so happy we're all here. Thank you for coming. This is going to be a different, I hope that this is a different format of recital than one that you've usually been to. For me, this is really important to me because my family's here. Everyone say hi to my family. And one thing that I've learned about classical music since I started playing oboe 13 years ago is that classical music is very inaccessible. And I want to make sure that the people who have worked so hard to make it possible for me to be here can enjoy this concert and this program to the best of their ability, even though they don't have music degrees and they don't study classical music. So what that means is that I will demonstrate some aspects of the piece. I will talk between movements and share different aspects of the piece. I'll explain background, and just really my hope is that you all can just enjoy it and understand. Along the same lines, for everyone here, you're welcome to please just be as comfortable as possible. You're welcome to move. You can ask me questions. You can laugh. You can cry. Please just, to the best of your ability, hi. Please just enjoy yourself and do what you need to do to be comfortable. That is important to me. Lastly, before we start, the theme of this concert is to reflect my 5 years in Boston. So the first half is hopefully going to be representative of the time that I spent at NEC, and the second half will reflect my time at BU. So yeah, the first piece is called Solo for Oboe. It's by Emile Paladilhe. And I'm playing it with Nan Nee. Give it up for Nan! Yes. Nan is a very good friend of mine who I met at NEC. We've played together since our sophomore year. This piece, when it was composed, the reason that they composed it, it was like an examination piece for oboists at the Paris Conservatory. So this is a very traditional piece to play on the oboe, and you had to play it to graduate. So fitting for this moment. And yeah, I like this piece a lot because it's very dramatic. So it reminds me of my freshman year because all of the dramatic, devastating parts feel very devastating, and the joyful, exciting parts are very exciting. And that's how my freshman year felt. So with that, I'm going to play a few notes, and then we can start. Good night. in the part, I was encouraged to try. There are people watching on Zoom, so. All right, so next we're playing the Mozart Oboe Quartet, which is probably one of the most well-known pieces for the oboe. And I'm playing it with Jessica Toby, then with Isabel Wheat, and Iverson Eliopoulos. So I'll stop in between the movements to explain them all. You're welcome to pop a tune if you want to. It's not standard to, but do as you wish. This piece was written at a time that the oboe changed dramatically. So it used to kind of look like a recorder, like it didn't have these keys on it. So when you played, during the classical era when Mozart was composing, there were all these new adjustments made to the oboe that made it so you could play a lot more difficult music. So Mozart composed this for his friend, Friedrich Ramm, because he was like the best oboist in Germany at the time. And it was to show off his virtuosity as a player, and also to show off what the new oboe could do. One of the main things of that was hit a high F, which the oboe could not do before that. So throughout the piece, it goes to high F a lot. And even like 50 years ago, that was something that was, maybe more than 50 years ago, that was considered something very difficult to do. I had to learn how to play a high F when I was like 13. But most people, like 100 plus years ago, playing high F was like, you could play high F, you were the best oboist. So this is a high F, so you know what it sounds like. Wait. That's important in this movement. The only other aspect that's important of this, I would say, of this first movement, which is via allegro, which means like fast-ish, brisk pace, is that Mozart composed a lot of music during his time, but a lot of it was meant to be very like leisurely. Like if we were playing this during Mozart's time, you would all be like dining and like speaking with, it would be like a salon. You wouldn't really be paying, like you'd be like, great oboe, but it wouldn't be like the main focus. And so because of that, Mozart would put in a lot of like repeats in a lot of his music, not just this, because he wanted people to get it stuck in their head, like get it familiarized. Like the same way that when you hear a song on the radio, it gets stuck in your head and you know the chorus. Mozart wanted the same thing to happen. So hopefully that will happen. You'll be like, oh, I recognize that. I heard that a minute ago. Yeah, that's the first movement. Are you guys ready? Do you need to adjust anything?
I don't know.
It's okay if you do. Please go ahead. I'm gonna swap really quick. That was the first movement. The next movement is the adagio, which means like a slower movement. It's very beautiful. It reminds me a lot. Mozart wrote a lot of operas, so it's very vocal sounding. You can imagine a singer singing it. And the part that I think stands out about this movement that you can listen for is that he was here trying to show off the new range of the instrument. So like I said, the high F was a really big deal. In this one, he makes it a little bit more obvious by showing you like how high the oboe can play, and then immediately after a lower note. So like a section will sound something like this. Which is a difficult thing to do. And so there's a few moments in this movement where he's highlighting this new aspect of the oboe. It can play really high and also really creamy and low and gorgeous. Yeah, that's the second movement. We'll do it now. sad because I'm playing in a different time signature than everyone. The other part I want you to listen for, there's this fun little lick that when you look at it written on the page, it looks crazy. So my teacher, Mark McEwen, thinks that this was Mozart making fun of Friedrich Brahms' oboe noodle. What's an oboe noodle, you ask? An oboe noodle is what oboists play right when they pull out their instrument, especially like when we're making reeds. We play our oboe noodle over and over and over and over again. Like my oboe noodle is something like.
Sounds very familiar.
Yeah, I'm sure probably many people here have. This is what, if my teacher is correct, this would have been Friedrich Brahms' noodle. Written on the page, it looks crazy, but if you think about it like an oboe noodle, it makes a lot more sense. So that's a little fun when you hear that. The next part, I'm going to let you all know, if you don't already know, I did not grow up listening to classical music. I grew up listening to Eddie Van Halen. It's very important to my dad. There's a section in this that is very difficult to play. It's in the different time signature. It's very hard, but I think about it like I'm playing an Eddie Van Halen guitar solo. And then, so, I'm not going to demonstrate that for you because I think it's going to be obvious. Exactly. And you can all just imagine that with me.
She knows it well.
Thank you. I was raised well. So lastly, I just heard this like 2 weeks ago, while preparing this piece, that Friedrich Brahms was Swiss. And there's a section towards the end, listen for it, that it's Andrew Price is a teacher here who plays the oboe. He thinks that this part was making fun of, Mozart was making fun of like yodeling. And it sounds like this. So, hopefully you enjoy that. That's all I have to say about the third movement. I hope you enjoy it. Let's do it. This is Act 2. And back playing with Nan, who's introduced before. And Sammy Watts. Yes. We're going to play a piece called Coping, and 2 movements from it. Coping by Alyssa Morris, who is an oboist, which is cool. This piece is dedicated to people who suffer with any type of mental illness. And each movement is dedicated to a way to cope with said mental illness. So this first movement is called Counting Breathing, which is also all we do at music school. And the second, or the third movement that we'll play is called Running. And it has melodies in it that represent different bird songs. One would be the western meadowlark and the eastern bluebird, which are state birds in Kansas and Missouri. That's where the composer is from. So, yeah. Are you guys ready? And if you're joining virtually and you'd like to, you can text me, and I would love that. I will read it later. I would love it if some of you would read what you wrote. Would anyone like to share?
I'll share.
Yes.
I wrote, to celebrate Cheyanna's gifts as an oboist, activist, friend, family member in person, it is an honor to see you thrive and keep it up because the world needs more people like you.
Wow. Thank you. Yes.
I said, I'm here because of the lifelong friendship that musicians can make together. It's an honor to make music with such a talented person and a colleague/friend from my past musical experiences, and it's a pleasure to make new friends and new memories with musicians who hopefully will be my future experiences as well.
Okay. I've never heard you play. We met on Zoom through Samari, and I haven't really been around BU this year, but I wanted to hear you play and see you. Let's be friends in the future. Smiley face. You play so you play so beautifully, and it has been wonderful to hear, as well as hearing your speaking from the heart.
Thank you. Please.
To support my lovely, lovely friend, my first sociology friend, and one of my first friends at BU, who challenges me to think in new ways, to listen to the stars, and to always be more generous.
I drew a picture.
I love
That
that.
was like us playing in DYAO and
Aw.
just like becoming ourselves in college. And so we like go from like wearing dresses to wearing suits because I was like, I really, really believe
Yes.
in that sort of
Yes.
as a metaphor. Yeah.
I love that.
I said, one of the many things I said is, I'm here because you walked up to me my freshman year and wanted to be my friend.
Aww.
I'll
Yeah.
go. I said, because I believe in you, you inspire me, Van Halen, and I always can't wait to see what's next.
To support what your dreams are to what they become. You are a great musician, partner, Tia, and Kamada. You should be proud of yourself and all your hard work. Your family is even more proud. Congrats on getting to where you are and continuing to follow your dreams. Grandma wants me to read this.
Okay, this is Grandma.
Because I love you and I enjoy every minute of your music. You have worked so hard on your oboe to be where you are. Congrats on you and for talking. He would say, wow.
Okay, if no one else wants to share,
I'll share.
you can share. Mom, Mom is sharing.
To celebrate you and all of your hard work, dedication, determination, and success.
You have worked so well.
And persevered through challenge after challenge. The best part is you have made it to only the beginning of what life has in store for you.
Okay, this is Love Songs by Jenni Brandon.
people will judge us for choosing a different path after graduating or just doing anything different than like the prescribed path of classical music. But we know that we went through all of this for a reason. I am so lucky that I was able to do all those things, and I'm lucky that I got to realize that it's not what I want to do anymore. You should be able to love music and be able to pursue loving music without it like changing what music means to me.
Absolutely.
It's the leaves blowing.
Because you're prescribed this one thing.
Yeah.
And you're sold this party line of that's gonna make you happy. That's gonna be fulfilling. And then when it's not, you feel like you're the one that's wrong. You're the one that's broken.
Especially in classical music where they say you can only do this because this is the only thing you could be good at one time.
Right.
It's like, that's not true.
You're never gonna get the same person minute to minute, day to day, movement to movement. And you have to like just meet yourself where you're at.
I'm only gonna enjoy the oboe if I can make sure that I can enjoy it, you know? And it's the same thing with reproductive justice, you know? Like you're only gonna enjoy your life if you're in a place where you are actually getting the things that you need.
Can't be potential forever.
No, you can't have potential forever.
It's about upholding traditions that
No
frankly,
longer serve us.
I don't believe in. I was like, I don't want to carry on that tradition. I have no interest in that tradition because I was never meant to be a part of that tradition. No one ever carved out a space for me to be in that tradition. If it were up to them, I wouldn't be allowed here.
Why would we want to be in a space that we wouldn't be welcome in?
Exactly.
And why would you try to condition us to want that?
Right.
That's like fucked up.
Yes.
That's fucked
No,
up.
I know. We would change everything about who we are and confine everything that makes us us.
Like, we care more about our dead white men than the living people that are changing the world potentially. Like,
Yeah.
for the next generation,
Right.
for the coming generations.
Right.
Like, we supposed to as artists be antithetical to like this whole capitalist like
Yes. Yes.
ugh.
I'm so proud of you. We should all aspire to be like you. You star. And when you fall apart, look at what you do. Look at what you create.
Even the fact that like I am what got me here, and I know that. But like the fact that people believed in me before I got here is also what got me here. You know, like yes, I was just this like kid that loved music, and maybe someone should have stopped me. I'm getting it all by me, but like I'm here right now because people wouldn't let me give up. You know, because I really like knew that I was good and that I could be here, and that people helped me get there by believing in me and helping me believe in myself. And then now I'm still doing that. I still believe in myself because of all of those people who helped me get here, but in a different way.
I just saw this out the window and
saved up all of my tip money in jars so that I could apply to music school. It paid for my application to be here right now. I'm here because my parents always believed in me. Because my teachers always pushed me to be the best. I'm here because my dad heard Alyssa Reardon, a middle school band teacher, practicing oboe down the hallways of a school where he worked in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, and he begged her to give me lessons. I'm here because Ilza had me learn the Marcello Oboe Concerto in C minor. That piece got me accepted into 4 music schools all over the country. I'm here because of my granny, who always reminded me of how smart I was, because she insisted that I was like her mom, whose winter jacket I now wear every winter. Granny took me to see Swan Lake when I was 8. I listened to the entire ballet on long car rides to Glenwood Springs. Swan Lake was the first piece of classical music that I loved. No wonder I chose the oboe. I'm here because of my grandma Anna, who I'm named after. She taught me how to cook the meals that I make every week. I used to bring my oboe to the house in Port St. Lucie and practice on the porch. And I was amazed at how good my reeds sounded, because I didn't know that altitude or humidity did anything to reeds. Grandma took me to a high school production of Peter Pan somewhere in Florida. And when I saw the orchestra pit, I was amazed by bassoons. And I went home to my music teacher and asked to learn. I'm here because of that music teacher, Miss Bloom, who told me I should play the oboe instead. I'm here because of my poppy, who always sang with me as a child. He taught me how to love and how to dream and how to have fun. He always wanted to sing. And I'm here because he would always give me money every time I came home. I'm here because of my sister Jordan, who put up with me practicing all hours of the day and night, because we used to play music together. I'm here because of my dad's band room, where I'd roam around to play every instrument I could, because my dad and I would play together and sing my whole life. I'm here because of my mom. She picked me up late from after-school band practice and drove me to lessons in town. She always told me that she believed in me and that I could change the world. Every time I wanted to give up, she gave me the strength not to. I'm here because my parents believed in me so much that they traveled across the entire country with me to audition for so many music schools. They always supported me when I auditioned for summer festivals, and they even believed in me enough to pass up probably the best scholarship anyone's ever been offered at CU Boulder, because I wanted to go to conservatory instead. I'm here because of all of the many friends who supported me, because the one bus was such an easy way to visit Jess. I'm here because of teachers like John Heiss, who inspired me to love music from the smallest details in intonation and phrasing. I'm here because of Nan, the smartest and quickest pianist I've ever met, who also introduced me to all of my favorite sushi and dim sum restaurants. I'm here because of my friends Theo, Anna, Tyler, who helped me pass all my music theory exams. I'm here because I spent hours making reeds with Jillian and Mark. Mark Debsky taught me everything I couldn't understand about how to get better at playing the oboe. I'm here because of David, who made sure that I never felt alone at NC. I'm here because when my oboe was shattered to pieces on the BPYO tour, Nick Tischerman lent me his backup. And I'm here because of Tara, my first friend at BU. I'm here because of my mentors like Jill Gatlin, Tanya Magi, Jason Coleman, Sage Seeley. I'm here because of all my teachers, John Frillo, Ann Gabriel, and Mark McEwen. And I'm here because of Sammy, who I wouldn't be anywhere without. You make Boston a home, and without you, I couldn't have survived it. That's why I'm here. I wanted to leave Conifer. And music was my way out. I grew up dreaming of being told that I was the best, that I could do anything and go anywhere. I used to think that I was here by chance. I commonly referred to getting into NEC as a miracle or a freak accident, because when I was accepted, I was told that they'd never usually accept someone like me, and that I'd have to work harder than everyone else just to survive. And I did. I wanted to belong. I'm a first-generation college student. I didn't do pre-college. I didn't study with a professional before conservatory. I worked up to 4 jobs, all 5 years of school. I didn't have a choice. I used to minimize myself and where I came from. I used to pretend that I knew every Mahler symphony because I was embarrassed not to. Every class had a syllabus of dead white men. Every concert had a program of dead white men. Every class was taught by faculty of white men. The security guard and janitor tell me good morning and they would smile. They remind me of my family, but the rich kids at school pretend that they don't exist. I make friends that feel the same way I do. We ask to be represented and they tell us we chose classical music. What did you expect? Teachers mispronounce my name. They call me the studio mom. I have to buy a gouger. I have to buy a cane. I have to pay rent. I have to call my parents and tell them that I'm okay. But I'm not okay. I'm drowning. I apply for scholarships and I don't get them. The administration is sick of my friends and I because we won't stop asking them to listen. They don't. I sit on DEI committees. No one listens. I create petitions. Nothing happens. I get so tired that I leave. The same thing happens. Here. And I realize I spent all my life trying to leave home to find a place where I belonged, just to go back. When I first found this piece, and I read the description, which I included in your program, it was clear to me that it was a story about reproductive justice, which is what I work in. One of the ways that my life changed after my junior years is that I was able to start pursuing my non-musical related interests, which led me to opportunities with organizing in reproductive justice. And what I've realized is that there are a lot of misconceptions about what RJ is. So I want to tell you what it is. There's 4 tenets. They are the right to have kids, the right to raise those kids in a safe community, the right to not have kids, and the right to bodily autonomy. can't do anything without you. We can't do anything without each other. We all need each other. And I believe and hope that we can build the world that we want to see. In your program, there is music, and I would love it if when we repeat that music, you would feel welcome to join and sing along.